Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the atmospheric layer of our world around us, and in this video I would like to come back to one book that was translated. I checked, it was translated also into English. This is a work by French activist, writer and national conservatist activist, Mr. Jean Housset, and the title of this book is Action, and it describes, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, how to deal with revolution. It describes the way how to deal with current leftist trends and how to organize your own group to preserve your own local values and be efficient in opposing stupid and harmful regulation that governments infested by the leftist ideologies and money from corporations would like to impose on all of us. Why I come back to this book? Because I would like to give you some more information about the author himself. He was born in French family in Porto in Portugal, but later he was raised in France in 1914 and died in 1994. He published his book Action I'm talking about now in 1968, so one could say it's quite old book, 1968, many things changed. Many things changed, but actually not the things he's actually writing about. And I will prove it easily. He just studied all of the works of leftist thinkers and understood them, and understood that leftists are only good in destruction, but we need to create. But to create, I like really his hypothesis, which was liked by some others and criticized by another ones, about creating in each country about 1,000 or a little bit more group of dedicated people who will go through institutions and slowly change the mind of the humans in these populations, taking back the positions and restoring proper doctrine of conservative societies that will allow us to survive. Yes, and why Mr. Jean Housset and his book, especially the Action, are so valuable? Because he really gives practical advices how to act in small groups, how not to be centralized, because each centralized institution can be easily influenced by the agents of the government, or simply can be easily suppressed by eliminating or intimidating its leaders. And very important part is that Mr. Housset gives practical advices about working in the conditions, especially beginnings are difficult now, where our financial reserves for our action against the leftist revolution are really sparse. So there are many good advices how to work with a really small amount of cash in hand. And this what really surprised me positively also about this book is his open statement that many people who are victims of specializations in their own field of expertise are really easy target in most cases to be manipulated by leftist ideologies financed by corporations. In 1968 he saw it. That's why, as I'm always saying, there is a wisdom in older books. It's enough to just take them. And French people, especially French conservatists, are really tough people, and they are really experienced in fighting with the government. Why? Because after 1945 there was a hysteria in France that was really started by the alliance of communists and Gaullists, who were presenting themselves as right-wing people, but they never were. And they were focusing on everyone who really or allegedly collaborated with Vichy government or Germans during Second World War in the years 1940 to 1945. And during this hysteria, they used this social mood, this atmosphere, to attack and eliminate as much as possible conservative and national movement in France. Now they are slowly resurrecting, but it took a lot of time. So that is why, after such horrible experience of being suppressed after the year of 1945 by the alliance of Gaullist traitors of the homeland and communists, in my opinion, they were traitors making the alliance of Gaullists. So after such awful experience, Mr. Housset decided to create his way of acting in small groups that are not centralized. So this is a really great set of guidelines for people who want to work in the situation where the ideas they would like to defend are really suppressed and they do not have much money to start with. But later they will for sure gain success. And that is why I really also call all of you that we shouldn't lose hope, we should fight. Now we are in better situation than Mr. Housset and his people after 1945 in France. That is why we should support farmers and other craftsmen and other people who are protesting against green socialism that is now attacking us and would like to enter our bedrooms, our kitchen and our shelf with medicaments and simply enslave us completely. We are in the much better situation than Mr. Housset and his followers in 1945. That's why we shouldn't complain and act accordingly and use the wisdoms of previous generations of fighters for non-leftist world and human freedom. Take care, have a nice day, bye.